Dr. Wong, everything you say resonates with me because I feel like people are suffering because they lack meaning. They lack a sense of purpose. They don't know who they're supposed to be. And I've had my own experiences with that. And it's so incredible because, yes, sometimes medication is required for people to treat symptoms. But you're right, the ecosystem and the environment is broken. So I really would love for you to offer like those thoughts and and you said we chatted on LinkedIn, like the practical tips. How do we start? How does someone who's in such a dark spot find meaning?
That usually meaning. Meaning usually meaning means, let me explain what meaning is. Okay? Meaning means you have a sense that your life is important. You feel that your life has value. Your life matters. Okay? Your life matters to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, your life matters to people who are important to you. You know what? You want to feel that you are valued by other people. You are loved by other people. So meaning is not just by yourself. That we're part of humanity. We're part of the universe. So we cannot think about meaning simply in terms of me, myself, my life. That way we're disconnected. We're disconnected with humanity, disconnected with nature, disconnected with our Creator. So we cannot have meaning simply think about ourselves.
Why do you feel we're disconnected? What has happened to lead to
Because we're too individualistic. We always think about me.
Yeah.
So that's why properly understood, meaning means self-transcendence.
Yeah.
Means transcend ourselves towards caring for others, transcend ourselves to connect with our Creator, or a higher power, or God, or whatever name according to your faith tradition.
Yeah.
So you have to be, meaning has involving I'm important to myself, I matter to myself, I matter to people who are important to me, or I matter to my Creator, that He cares for me. So it has involving other people and involving God. Okay? So the first step, you would ask me the step, let me explain to you 4 steps. Okay?
Yeah.
The very first step is awakening, a sense of awakening, a sense of enlightenment, or a sense of awareness that, wow, my life is a mess. I can't live like that anymore. My life is miserable. My life is changed. This sense of awareness that there's something wrong in your lives. I mean, unless you are aware of that, nothing helps. Okay? Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. Oh, I need some medication. Oh, nothing wrong with me. It's my wife's fault, or my parents' fault, the society's fault. Complaining, blaming, making excuses. So, without a sense of awareness that there's something terribly wrong with my life, I messed up my life, I need help, I need change. Unless people come to that point, I meet my people, even in their old age, they still blaming their parents, blaming others, blaming society, never admit that they are they are responsible for the mess they are in. They make wrong choices, treating people the wrong way, making wrong decisions. So that first step is the most difficult step.
Yeah.
Because once you're in awareness, you realize in a mess that you're partly responsible for the mess you're in. You're still hopeless. There's no hope in you. Sorry, not you. I mean it generally.
No, I understand. No, listen, I know. You're talking collective. I understand.
Yeah.
I got it.
I've seen so many clients.
Yeah.
The number one hurdle I have to overcome. I have a graduate student. I know her for 20 years. She never admit that she has done anything wrong. She always other people. People give me crabs. People always give me crabs. People don't appreciate me. Always bring other people. A happy marriage, a happy work, a happy life. The turning point comes when you stop blaming, stop complaining, and have your eye open up your eyes to see you're a mess. You need help. You have made so many wrong choices. You're partly responsible for the mess you are in. So number one step, okay?
Yep.
Can you see the triangles?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
So the first triangle, okay? The first triangle I call the executive triangle. The first step is you gotta use your brain. Your brain should be in charge of your life, not your emotion. Your life is not run by your emotion. You don't make decisions, you don't live your life by your emotion. Your brain. Then the first triangle is brain. You use your brain to assess the situation so that you avoid unnecessary dangers, avoid unnecessary mistakes. Appraisal, assess the situation. You have brain to use appropriate coping strategies to cope, not appraise. So what I call the resource or congruent model of coping. You use your brain to cope appropriately. For what works in one culture might not work in another culture. So in China, you can solve problem by your 关系, the whole 关系. 关系 means connection. So you buy your connection, you use bribery, and use someone in between. Depends on someone in between. So depends on your connection. You cannot buy your way to a solution. In North America, it's different. One thing you have to depend on what your ability to. A relationship is important, but ultimately you have to depend on your competency.
Yeah.
So you have to develop your competency, develop your knowledge. You have to really use your brain. That's why I say, consult your brain before you talk. Consult your brain before you make a decision. Don't make a decision based on emotion, based on impulse.
Yeah.
So many people fall in love with the wrong person based on emotion, or making the wrong decision based on the instinct. the life is too complicated based on instinct, based on emotion. So number one rule, use your brain, making responsible choices, making good choices, good decisions. Use your brain. That's why we have education to develop the brain. Okay, so education is to teach you how to use your brain.
Yeah. I love what you just said. I'm taking some notes. I love what you said. Life is too complicated to make decisions on instinct alone. It's true.
Based on emotion, based on instinct.
Yeah, based on emotions and instinct.
We cannot. The trust everywhere. Their minefield everywhere. Okay?
Yeah.
And they're scams. You got scams all around you. You really are not alert, not smart. You fall into become a victim of all the scams.
You fall
Love
into it.
scam, getting rich
Yeah.
scam. There are all
Yeah.
kinds of scams on your email.
Oh yeah.
So got to use your brain. God, give me your brain, use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use it. Put it to use. Put it to use.
That's what's called executive triangle. Executive. Using your executive function. Right?
Yeah. Executive function. Okay.